your alarm goes off. You desperately want to hit that snooze button to get 5 extra minutes of sleep, but you can't. You have school in the morning, so you get up, tiredly get dressed, and take off, hoping you don't yawn 20 times in class. I know I've been through this situation, and many others have, and I see people in the hallways yawning, are tired, and who desperately need more sleep. And that's why I want to create a policy of starting school at 9 a.m. And this would also follow our natural sleep cycles. And according to Wendy Trexel in her 2016 TED Talk, Why School Should Start Later for Teens, she states that only about 1 in 10 get the 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night recommended by sleep scientists and pediatricians. That would mean that if this was applied to our school, if we had 430 students, only 43 are getting the recommended amount of sleep between 8 and 10 hours. And this is a real concern, and there are many things that come out of this that are negative, like bad mental and physical health, lower grades in academics, and dangerous driving. And that's why I think that students should be able to get that extra hour of sleep. So you might hear all over the news and social media about mental health and physical health is a rising problem for teens. But have you ever thought that that could be from the lack of sleep? According to Harrison Wall in his 2025 article, 7 Benefits of Starting School Later, he talks about a 2018 study involving 690 teens explored the connection between sleep and mental health, revealing that those with sleep difficulties were significantly more likely to struggle with mental health issues compared to their well-rested peers. He also states that students with later school start times are more likely to have improved physical health and weight control, decreasing their likelihood of developing diabetes, obesity, or high blood pressure. This shows that teens who get more sleep are better with their mental and physical health, but students who don't get that are struggling with stuff that could later impact them in their life. And this also follows our natural cycles, and that's why we need more sleep to be healthier with now and with later in our lives. But not only does it affect our health, it also affects our academics too. According to the U.S. News and World Report, the 2022 article, 4 Benefits of Later School Start Times by Anant Durrani, states that studying middle schools in Wake County, North Carolina, with variable start times, economics professor Finley Edwards found that starting school later would increase points by 2 points in math and 1.5 points in English. And this just shows that more sleep can help us academically and improve our grades. And this also helps the school get more money and have a better reputation with their scores. But not only are those the 2 negatives, there's a real concern with driving between teachers, parents, and the students. And many students are tired in class already, so why would that be any different on the road? And driving on the road is very dangerous when you're exhausted. And according to the article, Drowsy Driving, it states that teen drivers who sleep less than 8 hours nightly are 1/3 more likely to crash than those who sleep 8 or more hours nightly. Researchers have also shown that teens get less sleep, the risky driving behaviors increase, including sending texts or emails while driving or not wearing a seatbelt. And more sleep also keeps us safer on the road than it helps us to not threaten the safety of the members of our community or the people who are also on the road with us. And as new drivers, we need to have our full attention on the road, but we can't do that if we're exhausted and tired. Now, my opponent will try to argue that homework is the problem, but I find this not to be the case. According to Chris Schwarzenberg from Michigan University, he states in his 2014 article, Teens and Sleep, that the body's circadian rhythm, which acts like an internal biological clock, is reset during the teen years, telling the person to fall asleep or wake up later. And experts believe this change might be happening because a brain hormone called melatonin is being produced later in the night for teens, and this makes it harder for them to go to sleep earlier. So this just shows that homework is not the problem. It's really our natural cycles, and that we need to go to bed later, and for that we need to wake up later to follow our natural cycles, and which help us be healthier and help us get the sleep that we need to do good in school. And if we start at 9, we can follow our natural clocks, so that way we can be our best selves instead of forcing ourselves to go to bed early and waking up early. She also might try and argue that this will affect parents' work schedules, but this might be a concern for some parents who make money, and going to school or work late would impact their income but there's also buses that could help with that. The bus routes could go and pick up the students whose parents cannot drop them off. And also, parents should make sure that their children have the best education that they can. And like not having enough sleep would impact their learning in school. So in conclusion, I think that we should start schools at 9 to help better students with their mental and physical health, help improve their academics, and be safer on the road. And also waking up an hour later would make many people's attitudes better, and this would affect everyone around them to just make the whole mood of the school a better place. And that's why we should start school later at 9 to become our best selves with a good amount of sleep.